You know, people talk about going to the deer lease to work, going to the deer camp to work, ranch work, whatever it may, hunting camp work, whatever it may be. Work is kind of a loose term in a lot of ways. Yeah, it's a lot of labor involved, but it's a labor of passion, a labor of enjoyment. You're not sitting at your desk, you know, punching out numbers on an Excel spreadsheet, answering emails kind of work. This is that kind of work that we all feel like we've accomplished something when we go do it. So when we say we're going to the deer camp to go work, we may be doing manual labor, but the fruits of our labor are sure a lot more fun than hitting send on an email.
To help with all that work at our deer lease is our lineup of Yamaha side-by-sides. Not only do they work just as hard as we do, but Yamaha's extensive lineup of genuine accessories helps us be more productive and enjoy the outdoors.
You know, the accessories on a side-by-side unit or your traditional four-wheel ATV or something that it just makes life better. You know, I sit around and I look at the different things. A windshield. A windshield doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if you've spent much time on a cold morning running a side-by-side out to a deer stand, it's about 40 degrees, and yes, this sounds kind of wimpy, but boy, it sure is nice to have a windshield, be able to cut that wind, keep you a little more comfortable, and even better when it's lightly raining. Same thing for a roof. You know, having a roof over the top of your head on a side-by-side, keeping you all comfortable, it's a big deal.
That front windshield is just a great tool. I mean, it keeps all the dust and everything out of the cab, but also keeps you dry when you're on the inside, and even some of these colder conditions too, and kind of add that little extra bit of warmth. But it's also polycarbonate coated, so what that really does for you is it keeps you from getting scratches and all the debris is being thrown up at you when you cut a couple of branches that might clip the window. You're not going to get that giant scratch across the front of it. It's really durable coating, and it is a hard coating that gets put on there. And some of the cheaper the ones you might see, yeah, you're saving money short term, but when you can't see out of the front of the vehicle long term, it's definitely not the thing that you want to have. A lot of times too, when it comes to these muddy conditions, you're gonna get mud flying up all the time too, and just getting it up and out of those elements, especially when it's pouring down rain, and having that water be able to kind of fall through and not having your gear get soaked, just adds to the overall effect of how well our accessories work, but even just, again, the versatility of our accessories too, and just kind of makes our vehicles all the more proven off-road. Another thing that I personally love is our side mirrors that we have. When you're driving any sort of car, I mean, you're just naturally looking over the side. It's the same thing you're out there on the trail. And it even has that automotive quality to it, to where if you get on some of these tight trails and a tree branch just kind of knocks in your mirror, it pushes right back out, locks in exactly where it was that you originally set it to, just like you would have in your car or truck. But also, the clarity on that glass is so nice that, you know, it doesn't look fuzzy when you're looking behind you, and just a real nice fit and finish overall. So when you're out here in the field, there's nothing better than having an increase in cargo space. With our Yamaha genuine accessories, we have the bed rack that goes in the RMAX 21000, as well as the bed extenders that go on both the RMAX 21000 and the RMAX 41000. It just increases your overall cargo capacity and kind of that versatility to what all you can carry, and keeping your stuff out of the elements.
You know, when I look at a lot of the units that we use, being able to take that bed extender and, you know, you're lowering the tailgate and you put that extender on there, you gain a lot of extra space and storage. Whether you're putting gear in there, whether you're hauling stuff down to the beach, you're hauling items that you're working on the farm or the ranch, or in our case, you're throwing a deer there. It gives you more space in a lot of ways. And you can even maximize that more when you look at like a rack. Like we put a rack in one of our RMAXs that I'm running around with this year. I mean, now I've got a place up top where I can put my guns, I can put my backpack, we put camera gear, and we still have all the storage down low.
Another great thing about all these Yamaha genuine accessories, especially when it comes to Wolverine platforms, a lot of that stuff crosses over. So even if you're going from our Wolverine X2, the 850 platform with the engine in it, or our all new Wolverine X2 1000, and even a lot of the RMAX 1000s, those accessories cross over. So you can put the bed extender on one. If you do end up upgrading to one on down the line, or if you just get one as a second vehicle to have, those can transfer to each vehicle.
When you look at accessorizing your Yamaha side-by-side, they've got a lot of different accessories that you can add to it that just make life a little more enjoyable, make the ride a little more enjoyable, and hey, being comfortable and having a little more space, there's nothing wrong with that.